Good day, Sail Wars fans. I'm Sandy Pondwater coming to you from the 2022 Capital Cup. This is where Dragon Force 65s face off in team racing using A-rigs only. They can, of course, use long or short kills. Now the scoring is a little bit different because you get 5 points if you finish first, 4 points if you finish second, 3 points if you finish third, 2 points if you finish fourth, and 1 point if you finish fifth. 6th through 13th place gets you 0 points. And contact us if you want to join next year's event. And of course, we love the AMYA. Let's meet our teams. The Northern Maryland Model Yacht Club, located in Frederick, Maryland. Number 965 Chris, number 103 Ara, number 777 Bart, number 78 Alan, and number 02 Walter. The Maryland Model Yacht Club, located in Columbia, Maryland. Number 14 Mike, number 93 Kyle, number 59 John, number 77 Steve, and number 08 Carl, who was not shown. The Solomon's Island Model Boat Club, located in Solomon's, Maryland. Number 49 Colin, number 75 George, number 53 Rob. And introducing the Pond Monster. Now let's go racing. Wait! Stop right here. If you haven't subscribed, please do so at this time. It's free. Pause and we will wait. Now, let's go racing. Here we go for race 3 of 8 of this team racing event. Currently, the Maryland Model Yacht Club is in first place, followed by the Northern Maryland Model Yacht Club. Let's hear the start.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Clear.
And number 78 Alan gets a great start, currently in first place. Number 08 Carl is in second, and number 02 Walter is in third. Number 777 Bart is in fourth, and number 965 Chris is in fifth. Now if you notice, those boats are up the top part of the course towards the other bank, and the reason they're ahead of these boats down closer to us is because they're actually closer to the mark. Now, the competitors are racing 2 laps in this race. Number 77 Steve is in 11th, and number 75 George is in 12th. Number 49 Colin is in 13th, and he's having issues. The last 2 boats aren't even across the start line yet. I wonder if the Pond Monster got him. Walter is in first, Alan's second, and Bart is in third place. So right now you have all 3 of the Northern Maryland Model Yacht Club people in first, second, and third. Uh-oh, we just heard that Bart was caught in the weeds. So I guess the Pond Monster already claimed 1 victim in this race. Now Bart has had a hard time with weeds so far in the first 2 races. So now Chris has moved up into third place, but Chris is also on Northern Maryland Model Yacht Club's team. So there's still 1, 2, 3. And we're getting reports that Bart has broken loose from the weed and he's moving again. Sometimes it's very tough. You have to turn your boat all different ways, move your rudder, and hope that that little weed gets off, because even a small weed attached to your killer rudder is a killer in this event. Anytime you're selling these small boats, it'll at least slow you down, if not totally stop you. So it's definitely been a problem out here at this pond today. And at this time, we would like to thank our volunteers. Speaking of this pond belongs to the Maryland Mall Yacht Club in Columbia, Maryland. And it's normally a great little pond. It's just had a problem with weeds like a lot of the different ponds in the country. But we would like to thank their volunteers as well as our Sail Wars volunteers. And of course our race director. Thank you so much for all you do in making this possible. Walter is the first one around mark number 1. Let's see if Walter can avoid the weeds. He's done a really good job so far in the first 2 races. I don't think Walter hit a single weed. Some of these competitors have hit weeds multiple times to the point where they have been stopped, and that's why we came up with the affectionate Pond Monster. As we get a good look at Walter's boat right there coming around. And Walter makes it around mark number 2. And he's got a really good lead of about 9 boat lengths. Now remember, they're racing out around those 2 marks, then down to a gate. And look at that, number 14, Mike, is moved up into 2nd, and Alan is in 3rd place. Bart is in 4th, and Carl 5th. So Bart, after getting loose from the weed, has moved all the way back up into 4th. Chris is currently in 6th, and Rob is in 7th place. Those weeds are the great equalizer out here today, as we see R is in 8th and Steve is in 9th place as they make their way around that first mark. John is in 10th and Kyle is in 11th place. Kyle looks like he's having problems with weeds right there. He's kind of in the middle. And now let's catch up to Walter. He's still in 1st place, and let's look at the lead he's got. He has an incredible lead right now. Look at that. What does he have? About 15 boat lengths, as Mike is in 2nd and Alan is in 3rd. Alan is about 4 boat lengths behind Mike right now. As we see way up the course, we saw Steve trying to make his way around. And look at it, Kyle still has not gone towards that first mark. He's just stuck in the weeds right there as Mahi and Bart pass him. And there's Chris. Bart's currently in 4th, and Chris is moved up and is in 5th as they pass Kyle. And you can see Kyle is definitely having problems. He never made it up around the first mark. And look at, he's following Chris. Look at, Kyle is headed downwind without going out around that first mark. I wonder if he got confused after getting caught in the weeds. So Kyle never went around mark number 1 and 2. I guess he felt like since he was so far behind after getting caught in the weed pile, that he was just like, I give up. I'm just going to continue down. So let's hope he doesn't finish in the top 5, because remember, the top 5 are the only ones that get points in this team competition. 6 through 13 doesn't matter. This is a good time to thank all of our loyal subscribers. At this time, we have about 655 of them, and we appreciate you so much. We really do, and thank you for hitting that like button. We love you. Now, if you're not a subscriber, please, please, please remember, Sail Wars is made up totally of volunteers. Totally. We do this for you to bring you these great videos. So please take the time to sign up and subscribe. It's absolutely free. Now currently Alan is in 3rd and Carl is in 4th, Chris is in 5th, and Bart is all the way back up into 6th after going through many piles of weeds. R is in 7th and Rob is in 8th. So Ara is doing good in this race. And look at Chris right there. We have heard now that Chris and Bart have hit weeds. Oh my goodness sakes, again? Look at that. Mahi is totally stopped. Chris was totally stopped. So this has got to be a tale of this regatta. Is the weed monster is winning. As we see Bart trying to attack to lose those weeds and get them off his keel. Sometimes if you do a circle, they will come off, but it's hit or miss. As we see Carl moves up into third place. There's our leaders. You can see that Mike has closed the gap on Walter. Walter had problems going downwind. As we can see, Mike is only about two boat lengths, maybe even closer than that, behind Walter as Walter heads back upwind. Now remember, they're racing 2 laps, so they're headed towards that start-finish line. Look out! Mike has to avoid his own teammate, Carl. That's not working as a team. That's a little bit of a mistake, a hiccup right there. But Mike recovers and makes it, and Carl continues downwind. And we see right there the other boat. He has to avoid him. Carl is currently in third, and Alan is in fourth. And Ara is in fifth. We see him, that white and red sail just went by. And there is Kyle. Now remember, Kyle never went around marks 1 and 2. He never went around those marks. So what's he doing down this end of the course? We'll have to see. Bart is currently in 6th, and Colin is in 7th. Number 77, Steve, is in 8th, and Rob is in 9th place. But Rob is kind of sitting out there like maybe he's got a weed on him. See that red boat with the white sails? Not moving, so he's got to hope that that weed comes off. And now we're hearing that John is caught in the weeds down the other end of the course. As we see, Rob must have lost that weed because he gets moving again. You can definitely tell when the weed is stuck on a keel. And we see 965 still has not been rescued, and he's been stopped for an awful long time. Probably a couple minutes that Chris has been sitting there with no rescue. He's still sitting there. As we see number 75, George, move on by. I think George may be picking up the rear here. As we see out across the pond, that's number 59, John. So, and there comes the pond monster. Yes, he got both of those boats. Both Chris and John were attacked by that pond monster. He has raised his ugly arm many times in these first 3 races. And look at that, number 75, George, is making his way. He hit something, a little bump in the road. Maybe he hit a turtle, a fish or something, or a small weed. But he gets moving again, and that's the key. When you get in the weeds, it's how quick you can get out. Let's see if we can catch up with the rest of the competitors. We see Ara coming back up the course right there with the white and red sail, the little dragon. Walter's still in first, and Mike is in second as they come back down the course. You can see they are way out front. Alan, though, is in third and Carl's in fourth, but they are way behind first and second place. Rob is in 5th place right now in that red boat out there. There's Ara, he's in 6th, and Steve is in 7th out there in that blue boat with the black sails. And then we have a little group congregating down there around that mark. There's been weeds all around that mark today. And yes, Bart has hit those weeds again. It's amazing because I think they went out there and tried to clear weeds in that area, but you know, when you try to clear the weeds, sometimes some break loose and float on the surface, and that can stop your boat cold. As the leaders are coming down, catching up to the boats that got in the weeds. And of course, Walter's still in first, and Mike is still in second place. As we can see, Steve right there going across the start-finish line. So he's about 3/4 of a lap down behind the leaders as he makes his way up that course. And you can see there's the finish line, that red ball and that yellow ball. That's where our leaders will come back up and around and through. Walter's done very good so far in this competition. And there we see Mahi, and we see Walter, our leader. Mahi yields to Walter, but Walter goes and hand tacks back over on starboard tack. As Walter comes to the finish line, Walter is going to win race number 3 for the Northern Maryland Model Yacht Club. That's 5 points. And we see number 14, Mike. He takes second place for Maryland Model Yacht Club. And, oh no, Chris, he freaked us out right there, but Chris is actually a lap down. So that was not a finish, Sail Wars fans. He is a full lap down. So we're going to have to wait on our third place finisher. Remember how big of a gap there was between second and third place as we see some of the different boats go by. Let's see if we can catch up. That's not one of the finishers. Remember, there was a huge gap between second and third. I think just about everyone from about fourth place back has hit weeds today. Our first and second place boats, though, they seem to make it through unscathed. I don't remember them hitting any weeds, so good for them. As we see our third place finisher coming across right here, and it's number 08, Carl, taking third place. So there's some more points for Maryland Model Yacht Club. So let's see where our fourth place finisher is. From what we're understanding, the fourth place finisher is coming up, and yes, onto the screen. He has to avoid number 93, Kyle. And he does, as we see Alan making his way towards that finish line. Up top, we see Ara heading downwind, but the one we're focusing on is number 78, Alan, who takes fourth place. So remember, fourth place is worth 2 points. As we see some of the boats, and there goes Mahi flying down. Let's see if we can see who's going to take fifth place. We got to catch up to them. We're hearing that they're coming up the course, and here they come. It's Rob, number 53, coming towards the finish line, and Rob takes fifth place, worth 1 point. So, congratulations to our top 5. First place, Walter. Second place, Mike. Third place, Carl. Fourth place, Alan. And fifth place, Rob. Now, the team standings after race 3. First place is the Maryland Model Yacht Club with 21 points. Second place is the Northern Maryland Model Yacht Club with 20. And third place is the Solomon's Island Model Boat Club with 4 points. Now, please subscribe and hit like for more videos. And of course, share this with your friends. Now, Sail Wars would like to thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Attention all club webmasters, Sail Wars needs your support. Please make it easy for your club members by putting a link to our homepage on your club's website. Thank you so much from all of us at Sail Wars. Now, when you get to the Sail Wars YouTube homepage, up there on that top left, just copy that and put that on your website. Then your members can come and look at our playlist. They can look at all of our videos, which we have more than 200 now. And of course, they can subscribe. We need your subscriptions. And here's a hint. Check out the Best of Sail Wars. That's where all of our editors put their favorite videos, so well worth the watch. Now, of course, make sure you join a great club near you like the Northern Maryland Model Yacht Club. And remember, Sail Wars is completely made up of volunteers. Nobody gets paid here, so we really appreciate you subscribing and supporting us. And don't forget to visit the Calvert Marine Museum. This is Sandy Pondwater signing off, and I'll see you at the next race.